everyone, today I'm going to be doing a sunshine inspired makeup. So it's kind of a bright, easy, fresh makeup. So it's kind of very easy to do and stuff like that. So first of all, I'm filling in my brows because I forgot to fill in my brows in my last attempt at doing a makeup tutorial. Not the grunge blue eyes and nude lips makeup tutorial, but one I did and didn't upload to YouTube. So I am filling in my brows, as you can see, and I'm just kind of applying beige. I'm not actually applying fog and beige because my hair colour's faded a little bit. It's gone to more of a brownish colour than red, and usually I'll use darker colours if I've coloured my hair red, which at the moment is just faded from red to brown. It's got a mix of red and brown dye. Moving on, I am priming my eyelids now with my favourite eye primer, which you guys all know is the Maybelline Colour Tattoo 24-Hour Gel Cream Eyeshadow in Creamy Beige. I love this. It's one of my favourites because it's also matte and it's really nice and it's kind of just perfect. I'm putting it all over my eyelids as a base for the eyeshadows, just so they don't go everywhere, which sometimes can be the case. So, again, I am now going to be moisturising my face, making sure it's ready for foundation. So, I'm using this new Kiehl's moisturising face balm, which is amazing. It's really nice, makes your skin feel really plump and soft, and it's just absolutely amazing. And so I'm applying it everywhere I need it. And like kind of in the dry areas, everywhere basically. I wouldn't recommend using this if you had oily skin because it is really kind of more of an oily texture. And now moving on to this palette, which my best friend gave me. This is MAC Amber times 9, and I am going to be using this all over my eyelids. I'm actually using Cork. I'm using Cork for this from this palette. I remember really wanting to get this eyeshadow because I was going on holiday to a city in Ireland called Cork, and I really wanted to get this eyeshadow because it was called Cork. But it's lovely brown eyeshadow, and I love using it in my crease. I only recently started using this eyeshadow as well, so I really love this palette. This palette is amazing for travel, so if you're looking to do easy makeup tutorials every single day, and you like in probably maybe if you're flying out somewhere and staying there for 4 days or so, this is perfect. So I'm applying it in the crease. I started doing my crease colour first, so because it's a bit easier. And then moving on, I'm actually using a eyeshadow from the Bobbi Brown Old Hollywood eye palette. I can't actually remember the name of it, but it is just a very light gold, and I'm just using it all over my eyelid. Just because I absolutely love gold eyeshadows. I literally have been doing gold eyeshadows pretty much all month. This month, probably done about 3. Yeah. But I do love it, and I'm just applying it all over my eyelid. It is gold, and then I'm using this rose gold colour as well, because I wanted it to be a little bit I wanted some warmth there as well, so I'm using some of that eyeshadow. So I am using this rose gold, and I'm just applying it on the middle half of my eye. I do go back in and use another eyeshadow. No, I go back and use it later because I cover it with a darker colour. And then I'm using this dark sparkly brown on the outer half and blending it in. So yeah, I'm just kind of blending it into the gold, but as I said, I will go back and reapply the rose gold, just because I use a little bit too much of it, but of the darker colour on the outer half. And I'm just applying a bit more of that gold as well, because again, I use too much of the darker colour. And then moving on, I am now just applying, I think I'm applying a Inglot palette eyeshadow, and I'm applying this all over the inner half of my eyelid because it's a much brighter kind of gold, but it's still it's more of a champagne. And I'm actually adding some more Cork into the crease just to define it a little bit more. And then ing on, I am going to I don't know what I'm doing. I'm looking for something here. 1 second, 1 second. Oh yeah, so no, I am using a kind of a warm tone chocolate brown eyeshadow from Inglot. So that wasn't Inglot eyeshadow beforehand, that was still the eyeshadow from the Bobbi Brown palette. Sorry about that, guys. And then I'm going in and using that champagne gold colour, and I'm using this on the inner half of my lower lash line. I couldn't think for a second. And yeah. And then I'm moving on, and I am actually going to be applying that champagne gold colour I was talking about onto my eyelid on the inner half, just to bring some more light, because it is a really nice pigmented eyeshadow, although it's kind of smashed and I can't be bothered to fix it. So yeah, I kind of left it. It's okay, it still works, as long as I remember to put the lid on, otherwise it goes everywhere. So yeah, moving on now, I think I'm either highlighting the inner corner or applying a brow highlight. Nope, I'm applying this kind of yellowy gold, I've forgotten the name of it, but I will leave a product list down below, what eyeshadows I'm using and stuff like that. In the inner corner. And here I've done both eyes now. I did the other eye off camera because it makes it quicker. And excuse the hair, but I like plaiting it mostly. It's just kind of, I didn't bother. Never mind. Moving on, I am going to line my top lash line just to bring some definition. Just a thin line on my top lash line, just to help the lashes look more voluminous and long. It just kind of helps. It just gives a better lash line. And I'm just lining using the Revlon Skinny Liquid Liner, I think it's called. I actually cut off the end on this eyeliner because it was a little bit too sharp, and every time I used it, it would just prick me. So I just cut it slightly, and it's perfect now. It goes on smoothly, and I love it. So I'm just applying a thin line on my top lash line, just because I always do this. This always helps me finish the look off. Sometimes I don't do it, depending on how dramatic the eye makeup look is. But I decided to apply eyeliner to this look because I just wanted some more definition. And here's me going back in and using the rose gold. Yeah, so I just kind of go back in and retouch up eyeshadows and eyeliner and stuff like that throughout the video. That's usually what I do because I like that. Sorry if you hear planes and stuff going over throughout this video. I'm sorry about that, but can't really help it. I'm not in, so yeah. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, I adjusted the camera a little bit too high, so now yeah. And going back in and applying more eyeshadow into the crease on the outer half. I think it's just a slightly darker colour from the Urban Decay Naked Smoky palette, just to darken the outer half of my eyelid. On the outer corner. And then I'm applying this new mascara I got, and I do actually like it, although I wish the brush was a bit bigger, because honestly the formula is kind of a more wet formula, so it's kind of, and so I think a smaller brush doesn't really suit it because it gets everywhere. But I think with a bigger brush it would have been a better mascara. That's one thing I have to say about this mascara, but it does give a lot of length and volume to your lashes, and it looks absolutely amazing on my eyelashes. Although it's a small brush, it's actually really good to get to the lower lashes, which is really good. Although applying it to the top lashes can be hard, although it is meant for top and bottom. It's called the Revlon All-in-One Mascara, so I think it's meant for both. And yeah, and then I'm applying it just to the lower lash line, just correcting a little bit of the eyeshadow on my lower lash line where I lined it, and just applying the mascara. And I'm just applying the mascara on all the lashes. This is just going to help open my eyes as well, just because yeah, and it helps finish off the look. And yeah, that's kind of more or less the finished eye makeup look. And yep, I'm just applying some more coats to the top lash line. And yeah, so here's me finished doing the eye makeup look. And yeah, moving on, I am now going to be applying face primer. I'm only using a tiny bit because in my last attempt at making a makeup tutorial, I made myself look like a disco ball. So I'm only applying a little bit of this glowy kind of, I think it's the L'Oreal Lume Magique face primer, and if you use too much of it, you do look like a disco ball. So I use a tiny little bit. It goes a long way as well. I use around about 2 to 3 pumps, not all at once, just I use 1 pump and then apply that, and then 2 pumps or 3 pumps if I need it. So I'm just applying it everywhere I need and think I need it. Just because I do want it, although I'm using a BB cream which does have a primer in it, if I do want an extra glowy look. So I am now applying the Maybelline BB cream. This has soy extract in it as well, and I'm just applying it all over my face for just a kind of light coverage. I do, off camera, I do go in and apply some foundation, which is the L'Oreal, that was a notification to let me know that a YouTuber, one of my favourite YouTubers, has just uploaded a vlog. But anyway, moving on. I am just applying this all over my face, just kind of massaging it into my face. Usually I don't use my fingers, but with BB creams I usually do, and I always wear BB creams during the summer, just because it's kind of like a light, fresher kind of feel, and it's kind of protects my skin from the harsh sun as well, and it's really good. And I'm just applying a little bit of foundation. I'm using foundation because it's more of a high coverage and I don't have concealer at the moment, so I'm using foundation, and that's why I bought BB cream, so that I could use the foundation as concealer when I could have bought concealer. I know that makes absolutely no sense. So yeah, I'm just applying under my eyes. This just helps clean up the eyeshadow as well, and it kind of finishes off the whole kind of look. Although I'm gonna go in and apply some blush, and yeah, and I am using MAC Love Clouds, and I haven't used this in a long time, but I really wanted to change it up instead of using Benefit Coralista, because I'm pretty sure you guys are getting a bit bored of me saying, oh, today I'm going to be using my favourite blush, which is Coralista. So I decided to change it up a little bit, and I'm also changing up my lipstick as well. And I'm applying some bronzer to my face as well, just to bronze up my skin a little bit, just because I wanted a bronzy look. And again, it was all about the sunshine inspired kind of makeup look, and the sunlight kind of tans you a little bit, I suppose. And I'm contouring as well, just kind of doing the kind of fish face look. And then just kind of blending it out as well as I go along. I think I forgot my round top blending brush, and also I'm contouring my nose just to make it a little bit smaller. And I put on my glasses just so I could see where I was applying the lipstick properly, because I think that's probably why I don't apply lipstick very well, because I put my glasses on after I applied the lipstick. Moving on, I am now applying my new lipstick. This is Ravishing, I cannot say that word, by MAC, but I will have it linked down below. And this is my finished makeup look. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time for my June favourites. Bye!